What's up, my millennial and Gen X sports fans? Welcome to Nice TV, where we talk about sports and the business behind it. I'm your cousin, Nice Simmons, and we're going to get into it today, starting with the firing of Stefanski and what this actually means for Shedeur Sanders. Let's get right into it because it's a lot happening in the city of Cleveland. The big news is out. Kevin Stefanski has been fired, as I predicted and suggested, as head coach of the Cleveland Browns. I'm sure he's going to end up somewhere, but not in Cleveland, coaching Shedeur Sanders. After a rough 5-12 season here in 2025 and a combined 8-26 record over 2 seasons, the front office had to say, all right, man, time for you to go. And this is a huge shakeup for a team and a fan base that has been desperate for consistent success. But the real interesting part of this story is what it means for rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders. He was a 5th-round pick, as we know, and got thrown into the fire, but he excelled. He did very well regarding all circumstances. Now, with the head coach who was there when he was drafted gone, his career is at a massive turning point already. So the question is, will this coaching change be the thing that will help him take the next step? Or will it create the kind of instability that has wrecked Cleveland before? Let's break down what Stefanski's firing really means for Shedeur Sanders. We will play clips from Shedeur also commenting on his time with Stefanski. You don't want to miss this. Stay locked right here. You know I'm going to give it to you straight. No chaser. Nice and smooth. All right, so there was a big change in Cleveland. All right, we're going to talk about this, but I first want you guys to subscribe so you can get more videos just like this in your algorithm. All right, nobody would be shocked to see, that one of them had to walk away, either Shedeur or Stefanski. It wasn't a match made in heaven, even though Stefanski won Coach of the Year twice, including the 2023 season. The last 2 seasons really have been a struggle, and the Browns finishing the 25 season with the 5-12 record didn't help them. On top of the performance issues, the quarterback situation really has been a mess, and he was not able to get his hands on control of this. Do you guys agree? Right? He's a head coach. He should be able to manage this. The plan for Deshaun Watson was terrible, to be the franchise quarterback. He looked good, but he tore his Achilles and it's never been the same. Then they turned over to Joe Flacco. Then it was Dillon Gabriel. And then it's Shedeur. Got his shot after Dillon Gabriel suffered a concussion. When you have that much chaos going in the locker room, something has to give. And we're going to see a lot of organizations with a lot of change over this offseason, probably coming from the Dolphins as well. You're probably going to see a little bit with my Lions as well, and probably a shakeup with the Raiders. Mark my words. Shedeur Sanders, however, is at a crossroad already in his career, and this is where it gets interesting. He can be thrust into a starting job late, without much people building around. I'm sure they're going to have a couple draft picks next year, but are they going to really be able to build a full offensive line around him to protect him a little bit more than what he had this year? He needs it. But first, before we keep going, let's jump into this Shedeur video. Let's hear what Shedeur has to say after he found out about the firing of Stefanski. As you can imagine, he took the high ground.
How much you've learned from them, trying to understand each other. What's your reaction to the news that he's no longer each other?
We just found out a couple seconds ago, but I think it's just overall the mentality, like things are going to happen. That's just how the league is. And moving forward, just focus on, what we can improve, individually for the next head coach.
Shedeur, do you think
Come on. Doesn't he sound like a franchise quarterback, someone who's been trained for this, someone who's possibly been in this position before, right? I know there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of hate. There's a lot of talk around Shedeur, but one thing, this kid has been trained. He's been ready for this moment, and he's doing absolutely well with answering these questions that can really get a quarterback in hot trouble. Let's hear a little
to
bit.
show everybody, or I guess show Andrew Berry that you should be the starter heading into 2026?
I think I did what I was able to do.
That was a setup question. That's a setup question. That's why he smiled a little bit like, all right, how am I going to handle this? It's comical to what you see these reporters do to some of these young men in press conference. It's comical.
And I definitely grew from a lot of things, and I got experience now. So I'm always the same, like confidence-wise. I'm there, but like that's not in my hands. Like that's not my decisions. I can't speak on what other people feel.
There he is, Shedeur, man, saying all the right things and doing all the right things. And there you have it. But everything's up in the air right now. A new head coach will be coming into Cleveland, which means a completely new playbook, a different offensive system, and a fresh set of eyes evaluating him. And I really hope a lot of this is in his favor. Maybe even teeing up for Deion Sanders to come and coach. Who knows what may happen? This is a classic city that has had a decade of uncertainty, so this really isn't any different, and it won't break Shedeur. However, I really hope that it launches his career. A new coach must commit to Shedeur and commit to his success and build around him with other veteran players. This kind of moves put Shedeur's at a trajectory to be very successful in the NFL. One direction could lead to him becoming the franchise guy that we all know he can be. All right. On the bright side, this can honestly be one of the best things for Shedeur Sanders' career. A big criticism of the old offense was that it just wasn't working, and it was a lot of losses piling up. More people wanted a staff that was truly focused on developing a quarterback. This is the Browns' chance to do exactly that. A new chance, an offensive-minded coach can be brought in to create a system that's built around Shedeur, something they haven't done in many, many years. And this is the risk, that the Browns are taking to rebuild. Of course, it's a flip side to that. The story, Browns fans, they've seen this before. A coaching change could always bring risk and instability. I hope that they have a decision soon, someone possibly in mind since the firing of Stefanski. But listen, this had to happen. This had to happen. Either it was Shedeur or even it was Stefanski. For the best of them, it was a toxic relationship. What do you guys think? If you want more breakdowns like this that cut through the noise, make sure you go ahead and like the video. It does help the channel. And this year, I have a goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers. I hope you guys will join me in that race and watch one of these videos right here. I'm sure you're going to like it. And until the next time, family, peace.